first month was over. I've been taking it pretty easy, not climbing anything too hard, but the time had come for that to change. I knew I'd get injured, at least at some point. It was inevitable for me, but you really can't let that stop you, and it could always be worse. I am still struggling with my elbow injury, and then there was the ankle. But, you know, pain's all part of it. That fear of falling, that's the price you gotta pay to earn it. So just accept it. Set yourself a goal, focus, and start giving it hell. Because that is what you came here to do. Try it anyway. If the climbs are 20 meters tall, that's an average about 35 climbs I'm going to try and do. The most I've ever done in a day is about 12, I think. So we're heading out there now. We'll hike up tonight, and then tomorrow's the day for that. She's heavy. Ready to rock and roll? Might be 8 o'clock at night, but it's starting to get pretty sweaty. Easy does it. Sorry for laughing at you back there. You got the interesting part just here where you try not to get too wet, but you almost always get wet. That's the best part. It's my favourite place in New Zealand. I love it. So we're up here now, pretty sick. Probably get up at like 4:30 tomorrow morning, so it's going to be a early morning, but that's all good. it's 8:30 in the morning now. I don't know how many climbs do you reckon that is, maybe 7? Stopped only to provide my body with the nutrients you can get from these gummy feed gels. We'll try and smash this face a few more times before it gets too hot. And then we'll head around by the waterfall, because the spray from the waterfall makes it nice and cold. A little bit slippery, but nice and cold. Oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's the sun there. It's 3:25, and we just worked it out. I only have to climb one of the tallest climbs here 14 more times. I've done 400, so we only got 350 to go. Pretty tired, pretty sore, but feeling pretty good. Just drank some more classic cola, so we're good. Oh man, dude, it's always a little bit spooky, that last part. Always a little bit spooky. So the goal was to try and climb 750 meters, which is over 2,000 feet in a day. That's the height equivalent of Half Dome. So that was the goal. I'll be honest, I thought about quitting when I hurt my ankle for the second time. First time I was like, oh, it's like only bad. And then when I was up there and I did some move and I wrecked it a little bit more, I was like, maybe I should stop now. But I didn't, because I didn't. And so now, yeah, it's over. But yeah, I actually thought it was, yeah, I did think it was gonna be harder than that. Because it's only 7:45. It was 15 and a half hours of climbing, but I thought it was gonna end up being dark when I finished it. So yeah, it's good. So I've come out here, I've put on my best hand-me-down underwear. I wish I was joking. And we're heading off into the sea to have a swim. We haven't showered. We haven't showered in 2 weeks. Yeah, we haven't showered in 2 weeks.
No, we showered on the way back from Queenstown. In the river in the way back to Queenstown.
We've washed in the last 2 weeks. We haven't showered.
Oh, yeah.
Way! Oh, God! Oh, nuts! Okay, so we've had a good wash. So now it's time to get back to the climbing, I think. So welcome back to part 2 of how to be less feral, where I'm just trying to generally be less feral, and so I figured a haircut was probably a pretty good place to start. And it just really you really want to just be chopping away at it, you know, kind of like this. And stage 3 of how to be less feral, just really just give it a quick buzz up the sides, give it a quick buzz up the back. I actually can't see the back of my neck, but from the tugging feeling and the noise, I can assume there's quite a lot of it coming off. It's all about looking good, you know, like I'm a big advocate for looking good. How does it look? Pretty good?
Second point in the Bears Fat Country Barbershop, and this time it's a bit sketchy out here.
It's looking pretty good.
His barbershop evolved into the future. He now has power tools.
Yeah, and the haircuts are even worse than before.
The haircut's even worse.
What do you think? I think it looks good.
It looks good. Alright, you know what I'm thinking?
What's that?
For the breakfast?
For the breakfast. I'm thinking I'm gonna eat this whole freaking avocado. This thing right here. You know why? Because it's ripe. It's ready to be eaten. And then I'm thinking we go in and we get some ice cream. I love it. Despite our better judgment, we've made the same mistake. We've gone for the 2 liters of ice cream again for breakfast. Sorry, this time for dinner. Let's see what we got. Very good.
What are the maths
It's
for nutrition facts?
100 grams of fat each and 250 grams of sugar each. That's a full cup of sugar. So we just bought 2 liters of ice cream, mint chocolate chip, of course. Vince and I, again, we're gonna try and eat the whole thing because it's hot out here and it's important to get your calcium in. And people seem to think I don't know about nutrition. I don't understand.
Is that everything?
That's 4,000 calories right there for me. Another 4 for you. Mac probably ate 2. That's my ice cream tank.
Just know, ladies, Matheson Brown takes you out on a date or to his house and he cooks you dinner. This is what you'll get.
Just know he's single, ladies. Dude,
You'll get some freaking ice cream.
Dude, you'll get some. Dude, if you manage to get to my house, you'll get after dinner mint ice cream before dinner. You may be thinking he is the perfect man, and you're absolutely right. Yeah, we thought we'd go up to Christchurch, do a couple of days up there. Mac's only here for another 5 days, so I figured we'd do a 5-day trip. And we haven't been to Christchurch yet. But yeah, so we've been out climbing this morning. I thought I'd climb hard. And yeah, felt like I might have improved for the first time this whole project. Felt like I finally improved a little bit. So we're just driving up now and park up somewhere on the way there and finish the drive tomorrow. But it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Gonna be a ripper of a day. I'm gonna try some pretty hard ones, I think. Try some 20s, maybe some 21s if I can. Years ago, back when I used to climb, back just as I quit climbing really, me and a friend came here to do some climbing and I tried this one and failed it. I hate that. I even wrote an angry face in my book next to this climb, so if I could do it, it would be really, really good. So here we are, and I guess we'll see how the last month's worth of progress has been. I'm gonna get a take.
How is it?
Harder than I was expecting. So I walked up to face race, which is grade 21, which is the one that I'd climbed years before and failed. I don't know how far I got, maybe halfway up and couldn't do it. So I went into it this time, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make it, stepped up to it, and then couldn't get off the ground. And I finally got up and I was like, kind of cranking my way up the first and second bolt, and I like really pushed hard to get to the third bolt, and then I like just couldn't, I had nowhere to go. I like found these little ledges that were like pretty average, 4 or 5 meter run out between bolts, and I was like, and so we're climbing, and then I just like would fall or climb back down and then like hang on my rope, and just did it over and over, failed it over and over and over again, and eventually I found this like pretty okay undercling through right hand, but then I'd be like underclinging like hard out, and then I still couldn't reach up to the next ledge, which is worse than it looks, but still okay, and I just couldn't reach it, and then trying something different and failing, or trying the same thing and failing, and every time I had to like quickly like catch the dog bone and like hang back down, just getting more and more annoyed, and I was just so angry. I just wanted to like, just looking at the thing, just want to be like, oh, I'm just so angry, just want to be like screaming how annoyed I was, and that was it. So I failed it, which pretty much said to me that I was no better than 3 years before, even 5 weeks of like pretty like lots of climbing. I kind of thought that if I was climbing every second day, because my elbows, I can't climb more than one day in a row, but I figured if I was climbing every second day and started climbing some climbs that were tricky for me, that I would just improve. And it's not working. So now I have to start training. Like climbing is all well and good, but now I have to start actually training. We're on our way back down to Dunedin, but we'll just drive until it's time to stop, and we'll stop on the side of the road, sleep, and then carry on in the morning, get back to Dunedin, and time to drop Mac at the airport. It's a sad day, but it's like 6:15 in the morning. We're here dropping Mac at the airport. Yeah, how do you feel, Mac?
Pretty good, a little bit sleepy.
How do you feel? Let me narrow it down.
She feels pretty good for leaving.
How do you feel about leaving? Yeah, she likes leaving, man.
I'm not leaving, no, I'm distraught.
Well, it was great having you. And maybe you can come and climb with us when we get to Australia. Alright, yeah. See you later. Don't know what we're supposed to do. Is it like, do we go back to bed? Probably not, eh? But we've got a few hours till the library's gonna open. I'm going to talk you through the weather for the next 8 days or so. This is today. Really, really nasty. This is tomorrow. Okay looking. Really, really nasty. Super average. Nasty. Real nasty. Pretty average. Pretty nasty. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Tomorrow might be our day. So on our only good weather day, we decided to make it so that we could train anywhere, anytime, which meant we had to attach our hangboard to the van. We started by cutting a notch into the 2x4 that would match the drip rail. Then after that, we added a wooden backing to the hangboard, and then we made a third piece, which is really just a spacer piece, to make it so the whole thing wouldn't swing underneath when we were using it. We screwed the whole thing together, chucked it up on the van, and it was good to go. We actually did a separate video on this, so if you want a little bit more detail, just go and watch that video. I'll chuck it up at the end. That's $1.70. It's $1.70 well spent. That's the best $1.70 money can buy. Okay, so we're here in Christchurch. We're gonna come here because the weather was looking good here, so we could climb. Then the weather changed and it looked like the weather was awful here, but it was also awful everywhere. So we came here anyway because we thought we'd be able to climb indoors because the YMCA adventure place said that they'd let us climb for free as like a form of sponsorship. And then we heard that it was not going to rain tomorrow, so we're like, sweet, we'll go climbing. Tomorrow being tomorrow. And now it's started raining, which is not supposed to do. So we're going to go and park up there tonight, climb tomorrow, and then it'll probably rain the next day, and then the next like 8 days from there. So
with Mac now gone, we're back down to a 2-person team, which meant no camera crew. So we figured we'd try the first-person view on our GoPros out, which gives you a nice shot of me trying to stick my fingers into some cracks in the rocks as I climb my way up. Your B-layer's point of view is a little bit less interesting. You're really just staring at that rope or staring up at my legs. And what a damn nice set of legs they are though, if I don't say so myself. As with almost all the climbing I'm doing, it's on site, which means I've walked up to the wall and without knowing anything about the climb other than the grade, you head up and try and get to the top. It really means you've got no idea what's coming up, but that's half the fun. Sometimes it gets pretty tiring and you really just gotta heavy breathe and hope for the best, but I think it's the best way to climb.
okay, so if you can't see out the window, it's raining. If you can't see out the window, don't worry, neither can I. Oh, I have no idea, I can't see the lanes on the road. And it's due to be raining tomorrow as well. So we're on our way to the YMCA Adventure Centre because I've got a sick climbing wall there. And they've agreed to, like, as a form of sponsorship, let us climb there for free because they think it's great what we're doing, so that's awesome. Tomorrow morning we're going to train all day. Climb as many climbs as we can. Near the end of the day we'll top it off with some circuit training and then a hangboard session to finish the day off. This is the circuit training board. If you don't know what circuit training is, then you're exactly like me 2 days ago. So you get a fat board, put it on a mad angle, and then you pick your holds that you're the worst at pretty much, and you make yourself a circuit. You might go from this one to this one to this one. You work your way across and then back across, and without touching the ground, you do your circuit over and over and over again. It's a way to get good at the type of grips you're not so good at. I'm gonna have to make this way easier. I can't hold on to anything. Okay, so we just stayed the night at our mate's place. We know him as Shepherd, he's from the Appalachian Trail. He's the only other New Zealander out there while we were out there. So now we're going out to go do some caving. It's kind of like a stream that flows through this cave, so we're just gonna walk through it. But yeah, he's been laughing at me for looking like a pepperoni pizza because it turns out Shepherd's sister is a body mechanic. So I've got like these cup hickeys all over me. But yeah, now it feels good. So we're just gonna go do this caving now and then head over to the west coast, hopefully do some climbing, and then try and make it to our ferry on time at 1:15 a.m. So we'll see how we go. Assume the position. God, I want my water. To get up to his nipples. I'm shorter than him, so it's going to be neck deep. Let's do it. You're going to get pushed? There's a water, like an actual waterfall just there. We can't walk through it, so we're going to have to climb. Oh, that was so good. I actually don't know how long we were down there for. Dude, can you imagine if you took your family in there? My dad did. Fire up, man. That was nuts. That was sick. That was actually so good. Yeah, so it was supposed to be like quite a gentle walk through the cave. It ended up being a lot more than that. So yeah, it was pretty rough. Like, it's trying to push you back so hard. You've got to like force yourself against the walls to push your feet onto the ground. Otherwise, it'll just wash them out behind you. So I'm actually, my wrists are wrecked. Forearms. I'm exhausted, man. I'm freaking exhausted after that.
After the caving trip, we were trying to head up north, so we decided we'd hit the west coast on the way and do a little bit of climbing at a place called Punakaiki. There were actually only 7 climbs at Punakaiki, and you had to stand knee deep in a river to do it, but we had a great time anyway. Then we caught our 1:15 AM ferry, because who doesn't like being up all night? We got off the boat around 4:45 and then just drove until the sun came up. And then we drove a little bit more. And then we kept driving. And we got home just in time to help my dad pack away some hay on the farm the day before Christmas. Knowing that Christmas was coming up meant we were going to be eating a whole lot more food, so we wanted to put that food to good use. We blew the cobwebs off my dad's homemade prison equipment and started getting some straight gains so that we could turn those Christmas hams straight into forearm muscle. But what trip to the North Island would be complete without a run up the summit at 4:30 in the morning to catch the sunrise? So we summited Mount Taranaki just before we headed back down south. And what a view it was.
That's pretty good.
For the last few days of the month, we drove back down to the South Island and went to the climbing mecca in New Zealand, in Takaka. We did some wicked climbing and then decided we'd even go caving, which was great. We finally went skinny dipping for New Year's and went swimming with the phytoplankton. So these videos will be coming out at the start of the next month's video. Not the skinny dipping videos though. Keep dreaming. We hope you like the videos, and we've been getting up to so much stuff, we've decided to stop making them monthly and start making them every second week. So, we hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Enjoy.